Several ATV riders say they've seen unusual-looking creatures in the distance. And a strange sighting is baffling. This creature was caught on camera at a Northside neighborhood.
With a mystery animal who's been spotted a few times, and whatever it is, the woman who lives here...
A woman finds a creature, but has no idea what this thing is.
Be it a jammed urban setting.
What the heck? What is that? What is that? What the heck is that? That dog's running behind. Is that something real? Or is that a trick of a camera? I mean, really, is that the trick? Is that a trick of a camera? No, it might not be. You know, because a lot of things that we see, or we think we see on the news, actually is it could be real, but because the way, you know, we perceive things and we think things are, nah, that can't be, because we watched so many horror movies back in the days and stuff like that, you know, with the different creatures and Godzilla and King Kong and all that. You know, we see something like this because of the modern day and age, we might think it's fake, but hey, you know, never know. You never know.
Sparsely rural site.
What?
A lot comes out in the darkness of the night that is not just unexplainable, but downright horrific. Completely mysterious.
Come on.
Proof that going into the woods alone is never a good idea. Take a look at some of the most bizarre creatures.
Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. Look, all I'm saying is this. If I see something like that coming at, you know, peeking around a tree at me and stuff like that, you think I'll be... You think I'll just keep the camera on it?
Creatures that no one would have believed if they weren't filmed. Despite the sudden flashing of lights, this Wendigo didn't show any aggressive attitude.
That sounds like somebody that's scared.
Until it was provoked. A group of teenagers were having a private party in a remote cabin until they spotted something that matched the description of a Wendigo. It seemed to be isolated. With it showing little to no response from the flashlights pointing in its direction, the sheer curiosity of the teenagers made one toss a pebble at it. In response, it almost immediately reacted by starting to chase them.
Wow! First of all, why would you throw a pebble at something looking at you in the woods in the dark and you have your flashlight on?
After all, messing with something in the dark that you don't understand would certainly give a next level adrenaline rush. Humanoid alien animal.
Alien animal.
Call it an alien, a werewolf, or an extremely weird animal. If this looks spooky just by its physical nature, one can only imagine the fear of it messing around. This humanoid type of animal was caught by animal control after multiple reports of breaking in were reported near the outskirts of Idaho, United States. This perpetrator was described to be an animal with human-like body mechanics.
Wait a minute. Come on now. Is this the actual animal animal alien, whatever that they're talking about? I mean, look at this thing. Look in the glass.
It is believed to have hunted numerous chicken coops while in its feeding frenzy. With the authorities unable to identify the nature of this humanoid alien animal, it remains unclear if it would be dealt with as an animal or face severe prison time if recognized as a human.
And why are all these... When somebody catches these things on camera, why... on video, why is it always blurry?
Twisted crawler.
Phone up.
Having a beard for someone that is supposed to look intimidating such as this is certainly quite an innovation on its part. A driver, while amid a...
You see it's blurry. You see what I'm saying?
Delivery had his path interrupted with a crawler on the road that longed to have a bear and a twisted chest at the same time. It had shiny eyes and was dressed in something white. Despite honking and flashing lights several times, it wouldn't get out of the way, forcing the driver, who feared trouble, to turn around and look for an alternate route.
Yeah, he was smart doing that because that thing could have his boys waiting in the background. He's actually the scout.
Going up? Devajin Iprit. Whether you call it an animal or a mysterious creature of the night, it probably is not a good idea to go anywhere near it. A poultry farmer shared this footage showing an unrecognizable animal or beast.
Here we go, unrecognizable.
That was lying on the grass despite having the area secured with a fence. As the farmer returned to grab his firearm, this very entity made its way into his grain storage barn. After he could see it making movements. While no one knows how this ended.
Oh, that thing had a shirt on. What the heck?
Speculators from the glimpse of the barn footage believe it to have a very close resemblance to that of a Devajin, which is said to be a devil in its physical form. Captured Bigfoot.
Wow.
After decades of searching and having to find only a shadow of these giants, it seems like someone finally not just found a Bigfoot, but also captured it. This video was leaked by...
See, that's what I'm saying. Why is the video shaky? Pinpoint, zoom in. Why is it shaky? See, this, I question some of these.
An anonymous source showing a huge Bigfoot passing through with its face visible until hours later, the same giant is seen locked in a huge cage. Despite the Bigfoot's frustration and aggressive attempt to break out, it rather seems like a hopeless case. Now, details as to who captured it or how remain unclear and certainly not as interesting as to the reason why.
Yeah.
Not to mention that it was kept from the outside world. After all, imagine having to see a Bigfoot in a zoo. It would mean going to war with a Bigfoot kind. Surrounded by crawlers.
Really?
Unlike most other crawlers that were alone and too slow, these were rather more prepared and organized. An unlucky hunter was planting cameras all over the forest tracking animal activity in the area, only to
Oh, he just happened to be doing it at night.
find himself being pursued by crawlers. After taking several moments that flanked the hunter into the trap unknowingly, he discovered more than a dozen of them surrounding him, and one of them jumped at him. Even if this man was armed, he still would have been outnumbered.
Okay, come on now. Come on. They just left it at that? I mean, what happened to the man? The thing zoomed up on him and apparently it looked like it attacked him. There's some weird, creepy stuff going on in this world. But that being said, I had my own experience. I was staying in a condo and it was a while back. You have to excuse me because my hair sometimes it gets, out of control. And it was late at night. It was like, well, actually it was early in the morning. It was dark, it was like 2 in the morning and it was during the summer. And, you could hear the crickets and stuff like that. Now, I lived on the second floor and my balcony door was open, but the screen was closed. I'm in the living room watching TV. My significant other was asleep. She was in the same room. We were in the living room. And there's a field in the back of the condo building. And I'd say it's about a good 60, 70 yards. No, not even that. About 50 yards. It was 50 yards away from the building, the woods. And I'm sitting there and I hear this screeching loud animal slash human sound, like going, you know, and it was loud. And I heard branches snapping, crack, 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 in the woods. And whatever it was coming towards the opening, the field. And I looked, and I'm like, what the heck? So I turned the TV, I muted the TV, and I looked and I heard it again. So I slid open. My wife said I was crazy doing this. But anyway, I slid open the balcony screen door, slid real slow, and I kind of like, because I was on the floor, you know, we had nice carpet, and I kind of like creeped out, crawled out, and then I slowly stood up. Do you know that thing stopped making noise? But here's the thing. Something, I was standing at the balcony rail looking at the woods, I heard something in the distance, like answer that thing the same way, because we had woods around. It was a of course, residential community, but it was like woods, part residential, part woods, sort of type of setup, area. And this thing answered it from across the way. So I'm like, there's more than one? And that was the last I heard of that thing. I've never heard that again. I think it was like 3 a.m. But that thing knew that it was so alert. I guess it was watching, because I couldn't see it. It knew I was standing on the the balcony. My wife said I was crazy doing that. That thing could have just, but if that thing could leap, but from the woods 50 yards away to get to me off that balcony, it was a bad mamma jamma. But something like that is not impossible, because what if the thing had wings? It was to snatch me away and flew off with me like a gargoyle or something. But it was crazy. It was a beastly sound and loud. And whatever it was walking through the woods, it was like snapping branches. And you could tell when you hear the sound of thick branches crackling, like crack, 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 crack. Crazy. Anyway, that's my story. But my thing is, come on, people. And these documentaries, how come nobody can get a clear shot of these things? I'm not saying there are any weird things going on in this world, and I do believe that there are creatures that we haven't seen before, ever. Probably it was, but there are some videos where people on their DoorDash have caught some creepy, weird looking things. But anyway, this is just a wild and weird and strange and crazy world anyway. So anyway, we'll keep a lookout for this kind of stuff.